Do we like it? You like how it looks? You like how it's looking? Well, good, because you've came here for a tutorial. So I'm glad that you like it, because this is what I'm going to teach you how to make. Backstory is that I wanted to make a pride top for this year, and I was at Cleo's yarn shop. They're a great yarn shop in Brooklyn. Go check them out if you don't know about them. I do meetups and classes there, and also Cleo is amazing, and they have amazing yarn. And I was looking at the cotton yarns because, you know, it was Cleo's birthday party and the shop moving party and everything, so I wanted to buy something. And I was like, you know what? Pride top. And I looked at the same yarn that I was looking at last year for the pride top, which I never finished. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to do a rainbow. Maybe I want to do a bi-pride top. So I chose these colors, and my vision was I wanted to make a star top. You know, and I've seen really cool star tops and everything. And at first I was thinking about the ones, you know, where the strap, the end of the star just like come down. And so that was the vision. Bought the yarn, had it wound, whatever. And then I started looking online for star tops. But like, I was realizing I didn't really want the ends hanging out like that. It looks nice, but it just wasn't in my vision. And I came across this one image right here of a really gorgeous, if you hear noises, my cat's playing with a ping pong ball shaped like an eyeball. So I came across this gorgeous green star top, and I really liked the shape of it, and I really liked how it was flat at the bottom and went around like a halter top but still looked like a star and everything. So naturally I went to go see if there was a pattern. However, I noticed that the link was for a Forever 21 top, crochet top. If you're on this video and you already crochet, I don't have to tell you that that's super immoral, because they're selling this top for like what, $21, $27, and a person had made this because you can't crochet things by machine. So I obviously usually don't make patterns based on other people's patterns, but I went looking around to see if there was another top that was this pattern that Forever 21 stole from. Couldn't find it, just found the other star tops. So you know what, if Forever 21 can make crochet tops, or make other people make crochet tops for pennies of payment, I can do a Forever 21 top inspired tutorial and tell you how to make it. Because let me tell you, this was not $21 worth of work. It was, I mean, you know, let's say $21 is your hourly wage. Do you think this top took an hour? Because let me tell you, it did not. Granted, I think they did make this with a little bit bigger of yarn, but if I went up a yarn size, I also would not have made this in an hour. So anyway, that's just the backstory on that. I took a little look-see on what I could do, and I made a top that is great, and dare I say even better than what Forever 21 made. You can be the judge of that. And I think that you can make this with DK yarn and up. You might even make it smaller. I would say DK to worsted would probably be a good size to be around. I did DK cotton yarn, great for the summer, great for Pride Month, with a 3.5 millimeter hook. So yeah, so I'm going to use my Pride Month colors to show you how to get this started. We will be using somebody else's tutorial first, so I'm going to have you head over there in a moment, but I will first tell you about the materials you'll need, and also just a little tip for working on that tutorial, and then you'll come back and I'll tell you where to go from there. Because I did notice the star in the middle. When I looked at the picture, I was like, wait a second, I've made that star before when making one of my Luna cardigans when I was looking up star tutorials, so I actually know where to find that. Also, I'm filming this on my birthday, which is why I look the way I do. I'm glad that I made this top for my birthday. I was making it for the Pride Parade, but I don't even know if I have plans. You know, I might just go by myself, wear the same top again, but I won't be posting this on my birthday. But, you know, just wanted to let you know that this is my birthday look. Do we love? Alright, so what you're going to need is a yarn. Yarn. Oh, hold on. Alright, so here's what you're going to need. You are going to need yarn. I would recommend DK to worsted weight yarn. I'm personally using a DK weight with a 3.5 millimeter hook. I would go anywhere from like 3 to 5 max. It just depends on how you want it to look. Both of mine are going to be made with the same size yarn. This is what it looks like with a 3.5. And I would recommend having multiple colors for this to make it look the best that it could be. Probably minimum 3. I'm sure you could do 2, but I would say minimum 3. I did this one with 3. The one that we are basing it off of has 3. And for this one I have 5. I don't know how many colors are in the rainbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. All right, so the first thing I noticed when I looked at the pattern, I recognized the star that was in the middle because I actually recently used the pattern when I was making a Luna cardigan and I needed to make a bunch of stars. So I'm going to have you go to the Diving Ducks Crochet tutorial. I'm going to link it down below. And start off with the star pattern and fasten off from there. The one thing I'm going to say though is when you do the first turning chain right here, make sure it's not super tight because we're going to have to be going into this spot right here. Because you're going to be going into the third chain from here. So just make sure it's not too tight because I did do it really tight here and it was a little bit hard to squeeze right in the middle. So just to avoid that, don't make it too tight. And then come back over here. So at first, I am going to be changing every other row. You don't have to. I did do every other row change, and then I started doing every 2 rows, and I would switch it up. All right, so I can't lie to you. I have to re-record this part because it just wasn't clear enough in the video, so I just wanted to redo it. So if you're confused, that's why. Also, you're gonna have to deal with the state of my nails. I thought that I had nail polish remover, and I don't. And I only just recently stopped getting powder on my nails, so I'm not used to this. Just, you're good. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get to the actual portion of the tutorial. So once you have your star completely done, you're gonna fasten off. And the part where you fasten off right here, that's going to be the bottom of your star here and every single round after. And we're going to start 2 stitches before that slip stitch where you fastened off. So here's 1 and then here's 2. And we're going to start off with the slip knot right on your hook. And we're going to start off with a standing stacked single crochet. And if you're unfamiliar, I'll put a link below in the description on how to do a stacked single crochet with step-by-step photos on my website so that it's clearer maybe for you if you need to see that. I'll show you how to do it obviously right now. A stacked single crochet is going to count for your first double crochet and every now and then it may count for your first double crochet decrease. Right now we're just going to do our first double crochet. So to start off, we're going to start 2 stitches before where you fastened off right here. And we're going to place a single crochet right in that stitch. I'm going to also be going over this tail end just so it's one less end to weave in later on. So just do a single crochet as normal. So pull up a loop and pull through 2. So you see how it makes a V right here? You see 1, 2. You're going to go into the second one furthest from the hook. So just insert your hook into here. And from here, you're going to pull up a loop and do a single crochet on top of that. And this is going to count as your first double crochet. Now from here, we're going to do a double crochet 3 together with the next stitch where you place the treble crochet, the slip stitch, and the bottom of the next treble crochet. So to do that, you're going to start your double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and you're going to stop right there. There will be 2 on your hook. From here, you're going to start your next double crochet in this slip stitch right here. And you're going to do the same thing that you would for a double crochet. So pull up a loop, pull through 2, and stop right there. There will now be 3 on your hook. Start the next double crochet at the bottom of the treble crochet where the chain is. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And from here, you're going to have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 4. You want to try your best to keep this as tight as possible so you don't want like this loop super, super big. So this is acceptable. Now from here, you're going to place 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches, the bottom of the double crochet, half double crochet, and single crochet. So here's the first double crochet, 2, and 3. And now this is why I told you to keep that chain pretty loose because you're going to want to insert into the space, the chain 1 space before your first single crochet. So here's the first single crochet right here. This is that chain space. It might be a little difficult to find at first, but it's just this round, so it's not that bad. So this is the spot right here. And I like to loosen it up beforehand too, so that it's easier to go in. You're going to place 2 double crochet. Sorry. You're going to place 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2. And place 3 more double crochet in the same spot. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is actually a mistake that's easy to make. I actually had to frog this, so I wanted to show you. When you go into the single crochet, you want to make sure that you're actually going into the top of the single crochet and not going into the half double crochet. After you do the 3 double crochet right here, it can be easy to miss it. You'll know, though, if you missed it, if you're going into, the treble crochet um, as the 3rd stitch, because you're supposed to be ending on the double crochet. So sometimes you might have to move these stitches to the side to find the top of that single crochet. So the top of the single crochet would be right here. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, so the double crochet 3 together would start at the treble crochet. And you'll just repeat that all the way around until you get to the end of the round. And I'll meet you back here at the end of the round to show you how to finish that off and move on to the next round. Something totally optional and up to you, it's all preference, is placing a stitch marker in the double crochet 3 together. That's just going to help you in the next round. Since we're going to keep doing a double crochet 3 together, I cannot find a stitch marker to save my life right now that opens and closes, so I'm using a paper clip. But it would be right here after on top of the double crochet 3 together. And that's just going to help in the next round. So I'm coming down to the last couple of stitches. So we started with a double crochet. So we're just going to place 2 more before the end of the round. So on top of this single crochet and on the half double crochet. Then I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the first stack single crochet. And I'm going to fasten off. Okay, and now I'm going to move on to my next color. And the next steps are the next steps you're going to use for the rest of the star portion until you get the desired length of the top that you want. Okay, so I'm going to start once again with a slip knot on my hook. And we're going to place this next stack single crochet on the stitch before where you fastened off. So right here. So I'm just doing that stack single crochet once again. And then we're going to move on to a double crochet 3 together, very similar to the start of the last round. So we're going to start the decrease in the first stitch from the last round, the decrease from the next round, and the stitch after that. And then we're going to double crochet up until the chain 2 spot. And just for reference, the amount of double crochet that you do in between the double crochet 3 together and the chain 2 spot will increase by 2 every round. So last round it was double crochet 3, and now this round we're going to double crochet 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the next round after that would be double crochet 7, and so on and so forth. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then in the chain 2 space, you're going to double crochet 3, chain 2, double crochet 3. Then you're going to double crochet the same amount up until the space before the decrease. So in this round, it's going to be double crochet 5. The first double crochet is going to be right here. Sometimes these stitches, the double crochet 3 might block it a little bit. Make sure you don't skip that, otherwise it's going to be uneven on both sides of the triangle points. So right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is why I said you may place a stitch marker there if it helps you out, because the stitch is big, so you should be able to see it. However, sometimes if you're just going on autopilot or you're going fast, it could just be easy to miss it. So here's that stitch right here. You're going to start one before the double crochet 3 decrease. So I'm going to take out my marker and I'm going to decrease the next 3 stitches together. So the stitch right before the decrease stitch, and the stitch right after. And this is going to be what you're going to repeat all the way around for this round and every round, and I'll show you just one more time. So now we're going to double crochet up until the chain 2 spot. Then in the chain 2 spot, we double crochet 3, chain 2, double crochet 3, chain 2, double crochet 3, and then we're going to double crochet up until the stitch before the decrease. Which is this stitch right here. Alright, so I'm going to repeat that all the way around. I'll come back to you at the end of this round and show you how to start the next round if you were to continue with the same color or fasten off. So at the end of the round, you are just going to double crochet up until the first stitch. And then you're going to slip stitch at the top of the stacked single crochet. Now, if you were changing color here, you would just simply fasten off and start the next round once again, same way that we did last time. But if you were going to do another round with the same color, which I suggest that you only do 1 or 2 rounds in each color, like one to 2 rounds per stripe, just because I think it looks the best. This is how you would do it. You would just go right into the stacked single crochet, so don't chain 1, just go right into the same stitch and start the stacked single crochet. So do the first single crochet and then start the next one as if you were going to do it regularly. So insert your hook and pull up a loop, but then stop there because we're going to go on to the decrease. So then decrease in the next 2 stitches as well. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, which is the decrease stitch, yarn over and pull through 2, and then do it again for the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and you should have 4 on your hook, and pull through all 4. So you're going to repeat this over and over again, same thing, until you reach the length that you want, and it's going to pretty much completely cover the front of your chest. I would say go for the length that you want. That's the most important. If you feel like it's too small on the sides, we're going to start building up on the sides later on. So what's most important is the length, because you don't want it too long. But if you think that it's like super small still and it's really not covering like any of your chest, let's say you have a bigger chest, then work it a little bit more. It may just be a little longer than you want it to be, but try to focus on the length. So for example, you could see with this one, you start to expand on the sides right here. So when I was doing the star top, I wanted to make sure that it was the length that I wanted right here, and the top covered the majority of the front of my chest. It didn't cover the side. What we're going to do is we're going to expand longer this way. So if you're worried about the side boob, don't worry. You can expand as long as you want on the side boob until it fully covers it, until we reach like this midpoint right here. And then it goes off to the straps. Okay, so this is what mine is looking like. So I'm going to give you a few reference points when you're seeing how big you want to make your top. I did this one a row bigger than the last one because I wanted it to be just like a tad longer. The point is going to be somewhere around your collarbone because you're going to tie it around your neck. And once again, the most important measurement is the length. So you want to stop whenever the length is where you want it to be, as long as the sides don't extend past the midway point. Not including these parts, more including this area right here. And it's going to be a little hard and awkward to hold it up, but also remember that it's going to be a little bit bigger after you block it, especially if you're using cotton, which I do recommend, by the way. So, like this. So this is the perfect length, but I will also say, if the sides are extending past the midway point right here, like line it up to like, midway between your front and back. If it's extending past this way, but it's not long enough yet, just stop there and skip the part where we extend this way before dividing off to the straps. Instead, do the next part just on the bottom, right here, and extend it as long as you need it to be. Okay? That's important for the fit. It's going to be the same steps as the next part before you start to divide into two for the straps. So just follow the next parts, okay? For something like this, because it's already kind of going to the center point right here, I'm honestly probably just going to add one row for this one and then divide for the straps, because I wanted to make sure that it's decreased all the way so that when I can tie it nice and tight. And also, when you divide into two for the straps, it's still going to cover your side boob. As long as the front covers the front, then you should be good. Because imagine this, when you divide off the two straps, it's going to come from this side right here and this side right here. So when you start right here and you decrease on both sides, it's still going to take a while before it gets really small. It's going to start off big and then go smaller. Does that make sense? I hope this is all making sense. I'm just a girl, okay? I'm just a girl trying to teach you what I'm doing. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what it should look like. This one's going to be really cute. Okay? So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to extend the sides out enough so it goes around halfway to your side. So it's giving you full coverage on your side boob and everything, just enough so that it's literally like pretty much lines up with my armpit area. And for the first row, this is all preference. I'm going to match the last row right here, so this purple, and then after that I'm going to do the rest in the main color, which I want to be pink, so it's the same color as my star, and that's going to extend out to the straps. But let me show you what to do over here. Essentially what we're doing is we're going to be doing the same thing just on one side that we've been doing for the rest of the star. So find your bottom. The bottom is going to be the start of each round for me. I just think that's where it looks best. I suggest over there. So if this is the bottom, you're going to be working on the sides adjacent to the bottom. So starting out at the right corner for righties, starting at the left corner for lefties, and then doing the opposite for the other side. So I'm going to take my yarn, and I'm going to put a slip knot right on the hook. I'm going to insert it into the corner, and we're going to start off with that standing stack single crochet. Just go right in and do a single crochet. I'm carrying the end over. So here's the first single crochet, and then stacking the second one right on top of the first double crochet. And then to the opposite corner, you're going to do the same thing that we've been doing for the entire rounds, except for just on one side. So double crochet up until the stitch before the double crochet 3 together. And I'm just carrying this end over, so it's one less end to weave in later on. And then once you get to the stitch before the double crochet 3 together, you're going to do the same thing that we've been doing and double crochet 3 together. So the stitch before the decrease from the last round, the decrease from the last round, and the stitch after. And then continue as normal, double crochet in every stitch until the last corner. Sorry, until the next corner. And in this corner, you're just going to place a double crochet. I'm not going to finish the double crochet though. I'm going to actually switch colors. So I'm going to do the first pull through 2. And then I'm going to take my next color, which is going to be the primary color, but can obviously be whatever color you want. I'm just going to frog that last stitch because we're going to finish this double crochet with a color change. So I'm going to start that last double crochet in that chain 1 space. And then using the new color, I'm going to finish that double crochet. So pull through these last 2. And just to secure it, I'm going to just tie a double knot. I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to go over these 2 ends as well. And I'm going to basically do the same thing, just back and forth. So I'm going to start off with a stack single crochet. And once again, going to double crochet up until the stitch before the decrease. And again, you can use stitch markers just so you can see visually if you need that. Right, and so I'm at the stitch before the decrease, and I'm going to decrease, double crochet 3 together. Then I'm going to continue with the double crochet up until the last stitch. Okay, and in that last stitch, this stack single crochet, I'm just going to place the last double crochet. And I'm going to repeat that row a few more times until this reaches the midway point of wrapping around my back. So like kind of in line with my armpit. Because then from there we're going to divide to the 2 straps. So you don't want it to be too long. Otherwise the straps are going to overlap in a weird way in the back. So you want this to be basically in line with the middle of your armpit. And then I'll meet you back for the straps. I obviously already did the straps. Which is going to kind of seem a little out of order when I show you, but you're going to repeat the same thing on both sides. So once that reaches the length that you want it to reach, like so, we're going to start dividing off for the 2 straps. So it's going to go off in 2 different straps which go around your back, which is why you shouldn't extend it all the way out, because this part is still going to cover the sides a little bit more. And then by the time it gets to the straps, then it'll be on your back. But you don't want to make this too long because then the straps might be all weird and then not really tie right in the back and everything. So for the straps, you're going to start off the same way that we were starting off the last rows. You're going to turn your work and start off with a stack single crochet. And we're going to double crochet up until the stitch before the decrease. Then once you reach that stitch, here's the decrease, here's the stitch before, you're going to double crochet 2 together. So very similar to the double crochet 3 together, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, And then you're going to start the next double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into that decrease stitch right here, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And that's your double crochet, decrease. You're going to turn your work. You're going to start off with another decrease. So we're going to insert our hook and do a single crochet. And then we're going to start the next stack on top, which is going to count as the first double crochet. So pull up a loop, and instead of finishing it, we're going to go into the next stitch and start a double crochet so we can decrease these 2 together. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through all 3. And that's going to be the first double crochet 2 together. And then double crochet up until the end. Turn your work, start off with another stacked single crochet, double crochet until there are 2 stitches left. Oops. Okay, and then when there's 2 stitches left, you're going to double crochet 2 together again. Okay, and then you're going to repeat those 2 rows over and over again until you reach your desired width or desired until your desired width of your strap. I'm personally going to make mine super thin. I'm going to just do a single crochet all the way down and back. So I'm going to go until I have 1 or 2 stitches left, depending on if this is an even or odd number. So again, so to start, you're double crocheting 2 together at the beginning of this round, and then the next round you would double crochet 2 together. So just alternate those 2. And I will meet you back here when I am done with that. So we're getting to the end of the decreases. If you find that the strap is going too far down your back, that it's going to make it difficult to tie, like too much around, I would say you have to either decrease this amount, go back and frog it and take away a row or 2 of this, or you can start decreasing on both sides after a while. Like start this way, and then once it goes around your back, to decrease on both sides. Should be fine, however, as long as you stop at the right point right here. Oh, I mixed up the last decreases. Hold on. I started decreasing on the wrong side. Oopsie. But yeah, let's say it was getting a little too long. I could decrease right here as well. Now, I'm going to keep it at 2 stitches for a reason, and I'll tell you why. However, if you wanted this to be the length or the width of your strap, you could just keep going back and forth and doing double crochet all the way down. I don't like to do that. I think it feels longer, even though it might not be. I don't like to keep turning back and forth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chain the length that I want this to be. And then I'm going to single crochet back down and slip stitch to right here. If you want it to be a little bit thicker, you could also do half double crochets. Maybe I'll do that instead, depending on how I feel for the straps. You could also just do a chain if you wanted to. Personally, when it's smaller than worsted, it's a little too thin that it starts to like kind of dig in a little bit. I don't recommend that. If you're not sure, because I'm not sure how long I want to make it, just try it on, see how much the string goes around your back. It doesn't have to be that long. I think this is honestly pretty good as is, because you don't want it that long. As long as you're able to tie like a bow with it or something, this is kind of fine. Just add a few more for good luck. And I think because this is pretty thin, I'm going to go with half double crochets. So, second chain from the hook, I'm just going to start yarn over and start to go all the way down with half double crochets. And again, you can do whatever stitch you want here. You can even go back and forth with the double crochet still. I just don't like that. I think this is a better way, and this makes a nice thick strap. Let me see. Do I want half double crochets? Let's see what it looks like with single crochets. Alright, single crochets is fine, so single crochets it is. But, you know, you could try all these ways and see whichever one you like best. It's the best way to figure out what you like best. You could also do the back bump if you wanted to have a better finish. I don't really care that much, and this way is a little bit faster, so. It would probably look cleaner with back bumps, but I don't know. For me, they're just ties, so, like, who cares? If you care, that's fine. You can care, and then do back bumps if you want. It's literally all preference, you know? That's the fun of this. Alright, so I'll meet you back here when I'm done with this, and I'll show you how we're going to finish this off. Also, I'm realizing that I decreased on the wrong side again at the very last row. I guess it doesn't really matter, though, at the end, but in case you saw that and you were like, what the hell? That's what happened. So we're nearing the end, and I'm going to continue going up this way. After this, if you stopped on this side and you have to connect on the other side, just cut it off and then continue back up here so we could start to single crochet up this way. And then to end, I'm just going to single crochet into the next stitch, not the stitch that the chain is coming out of, the stitch right next to it. And now we're going to continue up this way. Again, if you ended on the bottom, that's fine. Just cut it off there, fasten off, and then connect to this stitch up here. And then we're going to single crochet into the sides of the double crochet. So there should be 2 single crochet for every double crochet. One on the side of the double crochet and then one at the bottom of the double crochet. This is going to just keep it nice and even. So one to the side, one at the bottom. Once you get to the end of the strap, you should be right now at the double crochet 3 together, the same stitch that we went into when we started the strap. And we're going to go into the same stitch with a slip stitch. And we're going to start the strap from here. So we're going to start off with a decrease by doing another stack single crochet, double crochet, 2 together. So into the same stitch, you're going to do a single crochet. And then start the stack up top. So insert your hook and bring up a loop. And instead of finishing that stack single crochet, you're going to go into the next stitch with the double crochet decrease. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. yarn over, pull through all 3, and that's going to be your first decrease. And the steps are going to be the same as it was for this strap. So we're going to double crochet until the end of the row. Turn your work. And follow all the same steps as before. So stack single crochet, double crochet until there are 2 stitches left, decrease. Then the next row starts with a decrease and double crochet all the way down. I'll show you again just in case you're a little confused, but it's the same steps. So start off with that stack single crochet. All right, and here are the 2 stitches left right here. So I'm going to decrease in these last 2 stitches with a double crochet 2 together. Turning my work and starting off with a decrease now. So stack single crochet, decrease, and double crochet until the end. So follow all the same steps that you did for this round up until the end of the strap, and I'll show you what to do from there again. So do the same thing with the straps as well, where you see if it fits around your back and all that stuff, and I'll meet you back here at the end to show you how to finish that one off. All right, so at the end of this strap, I'm going to do the same thing where I single crochet into this stitch right here, the stitch next to where the chain comes from. And I'm going to single crochet up the top of this strap like we did for the other strap, where we put one into the side of the double crochets and then one at the bottom. Do that all the way down. And once you get to the end, I'm just going to slip stitch into this stitch right here. Chain 1 and fasten off. Then you'll weave that in later. So that's what the sides look like. This right here, since here the tail end is, that's the start of the round, that's the bottom. And you would repeat all the same steps for the second side. So once you have both of your straps done on each side, we're going to work on the top border and then the 2 straps that come from the neck right here. So you want to make sure that your project is right side up, so the same side that you were doing all the rounds on. And on the end of one of the straps, the right side if you're a righty and the left side if you're a lefty, you're going to start with the slip stitch where the chain is coming out of in that stitch. So I'm going to put the slip stitch right on my hook and then insert into that stitch right here and do a slip stitch. And then we're going to go into the next stitch and start single crochets. So the same way that we did it over here, we're going to do it on the side of these double crochet rows. So 2 in each double crochet, 1 on the side of the double crochet and then 1 where the stitch starts in the double crochet. And do that all the way down the strap until you reach the stitches from the star. So here's one on the side and here's one on the bottom. I'm going to do that all the way down here, and I will meet you at the end. We're going to do it all the way until you reach that corner space from the end of like the last round of the star. So all the way down the sides of the strap. Alright, so I put my last stitch into the side of the double crochet, and now the next stitch is going to be this corner stitch. So I'm going to put a single crochet in that corner stitch, and then I'm just going to place single crochets in every stitch. Which is nice and easy. So that's just going to create this nice, simple but finished look of a single crochet border. I'm a big fan of a single crochet border at the end of projects. I think it just gives it a nice clean edge. We're going to do that all the way until we get to the tip of the start point right here, because that's when we're going to add 2 straps to go around your neck. We're going over the double crochet 3 together as normal, so we're not going to do anything special over there. We're just going to count that as 1 stitch and not do any more decreases. You can see how it's really coming together. It looks really nice like that. Alright, when you get to the corner space at the very tip of the star, you're going to place 1 single crochet in that chain 2 space, and you're going to start chaining for your straps. I'm just guesstimating. It just needs to be long enough to wrap around your neck and tie nicely. I'm just going to make it around probably the same length as the other straps, so it's probably just the right amount. Not too long and not too short. It's better for it to be a little longer than too short though, because you could always tie it, but if there's not enough string, then, well, there's nothing you could do about that. You could, again, try it on and see how it looks and feels. But I'm just going to eyeball this one. That looks pretty good. Yeah, it's about the same length as the other side straps. Just adding a little more. And for these, I'm going to do a slip stitch strap, because I don't want them to be as thick as the back straps. I want them to be a little bit thinner, but again, this is a little too thin. You could do whatever stitch you want, single crochet, slip stitch, half double crochet. I'm going to do a slip stitch. So in the second chain from the hook, I'm going to start my first slip stitch. So just yarn over and pull through what's already on my hook. Yarn over and pull through what's on the hook. And I'm going to do that all the way down, and I'll show you what to do from there. Personally, I also like a slip stitch strap because I just feel like it goes nice and fast, especially once you get that rhythm down where you just do it in one motion. And I think this is going to be the perfect strap width. So I'll meet you back here when I'm done with this first strap. We're going to repeat the same thing for the second one, but I'll show you how to get there. So I'm at the end of the strap right now, and I'm going to slip stitch into this same chain 2 space. And I'm going to do the same thing that I just did for the second strap. So chain the length of the first strap and slip stitch or whatever stitch you just did back down. And once again, I will meet you back here to show you how to finish that and then how to finish off this row. Alright, so at the bottom of this strap, you might have to twist your chain a little bit when you get to the bottom. That's okay. You're going to place a single crochet in the same chain 2 space to finish that off. And then you're going to, let me make a better single crochet. I don't like how that one looked. There you go. Alright, now you're going to continue doing the single crochets in every stitch as you were doing before. You're doing the same thing in reverse where you're going to single crochet in every stitch. And then single crochet in this chain 2 space, and then down the sides of the double crochet. You're going to slip stitch at the end, but I'll show you that. But just do the same thing that you did, but reverse here. Single crochet all the way down. So I'm on the very last stitch right before this strap begins. And in this space right here, where the strap is coming out of, I'm just going to slip stitch. And then I'm going to fasten off from there. And then we're almost done. We're so close to being done. Okay, so here's what this looks like with the border up top. And the last place we need a border is the bottom. So we're going to do the same thing except for there's no straps. So you're just going to single crochet across the bottom. So again, with the right side up, you're going to start at the corner where the strap ends, or begins, sorry. And you're going to start with another slip stitch right there, as you did before. So putting that slip stitch right on the hook. Same stitch where the strap is coming from, right here. Start off with a slip stitch. So you're going to single crochet on the sides of the double crochet like you did before, 2 in every double crochet stitch. And then just like we did for the top, 1 single crochet in the corner space, single crochet across the top, 1 single crochet in the corner space, and then 2 for every double crochet at the end. So because I showed you that already, I'm not going to show you that again. If you're confused, just go back and look to see how we did it right here. It's the same thing except for no straps. Just single crochet all the way down, right side facing up, and it's a very simple crochet border. So I'll meet you back here at the end of that to show you how we're going to wrap it up with a slip stitch again, which is also pretty easy, but you know, just in case, I'll show you where to end. So here's what it's looking like after I do the single crochets all the way across. Beautiful finish. And I'm at the stitch right before the very last stitch where the strap is coming out of, and I'm going to slip stitch into that stitch and fasten off. And now the last thing to do is to weave in all the ends and then block this one. You're really going to want to block this one because of the way that it kind of puffs up, but after a good blocking it's going to be nice and flat. And I'll come back to you once this is all done and I style it. I'm really excited with how this looks. It's gorgeous. Alright. And here's what it looks like. I mean, you already saw it in the beginning of the video. I know it was kind of like kind of crazy how I showed you the tutorial and then I finished the top. It's the same top. I kind of went a little out of order so that I could make the tutorial while I was also making it in real time. But I think it's a perfect little top for the summer. Perfect top for Pride. Perfect top for whatever. Who cares? You know, just a perfect top. I will say, though, that, like, it does fall a little bit. I would have made the straps a little bit, like, it's perfect, the length that it's at, but I wish that I started decreasing on both sides a little earlier so I could tie it a little tighter. A little tip, I did use body tape so this could stay up because it was, like, kind of falling a little bit just because, like, you know, that's just how gravity works. And I don't have big bazongas, so if you have bigger bazongas, you might want to use body tape. I just put body tape here, and then I put body tape here. But you know what? That's sometimes just the price you pay for a really cool top, especially ones that you made and crocheted. Anyway, I hope that you made this and never buy crochet tops from Forever 21. It's also cooler if you made it, and then you could say that you made it, and then you can make it in the colors that you want, and then also, then it's not unethical. You know what I'm saying? And then also, you made it, so you get to show off your talent. And then people are like, oh my god, that's so cute, because people will comment on it because it is a really cute top. And then you'll be like, yeah, thank you. I made it because I'm talented. You know, so I hope that you do that. I hope that you enjoy this tutorial. If you like this video, if you want any other tutorials that I would be interested in making, I don't know, you know, I make sometimes tutorials, let me know. I'll think about it. No promises, I'll think about it. But if you like other crochet related content, if you like crochet vlogs, if you like me, then subscribe, give this video a like, leave a comment, check out my Patreon, check out my Instagram, check out my TikTok. You're already on my YouTube, check out my YouTube gaming channel. Did I say check out my Patreon? I can't remember. Check me out. Check me out. I'm 28 today. Hey. Gemini babies, where you at? If you're a Gemini, leave your comment below. If you're a late June Gemini. Okay, bye.